So this is farrier day. So let's go and get this horse out here. Good morning, Comanche. How are you? Let's go and have those feet looked after today. Okay, let's go. Comanche is ready and waiting for the farrier. And what you'll notice here is that his conformation is a little bit off. The problem he had, in which me not knowing anything about horses when I bought him, is that his conformation in terms of having straight pasterns were a problem. Let's see if I can get this boot off. As you can see here, he is straight up and down and doesn't have that angulation across here. And this has been a lifelong problem for him. And of course, now at the ripe old age of 23, he's developed some arthritis in this area. There's not much you can do about it. But I don't stress him, and certainly don't go out and override him. And put too much stress on that. Now he has these stall boots on because when he lies down, he will develop these sores. So this helps to protect this area, and it's pretty well scabbed over so that it's not a problem anymore. And it's time for him to have his hooves trimmed. Now he does not have shoes on the back feet, only on the front. And because the iron shoes were restricting growth, the farrier suggested using these plastic or polyurethane type horseshoes, which allow for hoof expansion, and his front hooves have really improved with that, as well as with the use of the Platinum CJ Plus supplement for improved hoof growth. So you see how he stands there. That pastern is just fixed like that. And of course the rear is fine, and there are no shoes on the rear. And when the farrier comes, she will demonstrate how she's handling the hoof angle and using those plastic horseshoes. Now he's a little bit dirty because I just got here and haven't had a chance to groom him.
Good boy, Nancy.
I'll just concentrate on the hoof. And you can just, free to talk and describe.
And, well, I'm plucking the nails out so I don't mess up the shoe too bad. It's a nicer way to do it. Sometimes I gotta grab the shoe, but most times not. And it's hard when your fingers are cold. Good boy, Comanche. Good boy, Comanche. Now I gotta see where he's off. He's a little high on the inside. Not much. Actually, he's pretty level.
Now those are nippers, right?
Yep.
Okay.
These are nippers. And here in the desert, we use them on every part of the foot. But like back east, the feet are soft enough that you can use the knife on the sole, the frog. You don't need the nippers. I still use the knife, but it's their sole and frog are so much harder here.
And how do you know how deep to go just until the white?
Like, I'm going to tell you, he's probably about 3.5 inches. He's between 3.5 and 3 3/4. And I know that just because I've done them so long. But when you're doing a new horse, see how this is flaky?
Yeah.
That's ready to exfoliate. And just by how the anatomy goes in the foot, I kind of know, even with it just flaking back here, how much is going to come off the rest of it. How much overgrowth he has. He had a little bruise there. That's what that is. See, all gone.
Boy, that hoof looks so big now.
I know.
To what it used to be.
These shoes have done him wonders. They've done wonders for a lot of horses. I have them on my 2.5-year-old because I didn't want to shoe him yet, but I was riding him so much he got sore. And I thought, well, if I gotta shoe him, then he's getting the best shoes there is for his feet, you know.
Well, especially out here, everything's rocky.
Yeah, I cut my thumb with the knife the other day, so now it's...
Gee.
It happens.
Now this is the part that gives me the willies.
Why? I'm way off. I'm like clipping that off,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know anything, so.
Like dog nails. You don't know what dog nails either, but you kind of have an idea.
Well, with dog, you know that you stay away from that artery.
Yeah, well, same with a horse. You're staying away from the quick.
As long as you can see where the vascular tissue is.
Now we check how much more we gotta go. We still got a bit to go. But you're always better off to have to go back and take more off than take too much. Obviously.
Oh, what is the thing? Measure twice, cut once. Cut once, measure twice.
Yeah.
That's the carpenter rule.
Yeah. In this case, when in doubt, cut less, cut twice. He had some bruising and stuff going on.
Now the bruise is the red?
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, like right there.
Yeah. It's from Rocky Arena.
I know.
Yeah.
When I win that lotto, I'm going to offer them to
Put dirt.
put dirt in.
Yeah, it's pretty rocky. Everything around here is rocky though.
Now you're just smoothing it out with the file.
Yep, I'm making it level. I want the surface of his foot to be flat and balanced with his leg. And we are. So now we're going to go to the front and take off any flares and back up the toe.
Yeah, this is cool. Thanks. I can sit home and watch it.
Oh, yeah. Put it on your little channel.
Yeah.
See, his toes tend to run forward, so we try to inch this back as much as we can.
And that's what makes him trip.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't lift his feet.
Yep.
And, you know, he slams them into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you trying to walk around with pool flippers on. You gotta...
Yeah, well, that's what regular horses do.
Yeah. But he grows, his toe goes...
He just goes boom.
Yep. And part of it's getting older
and that shoots right up into my spine.
Oh, I'm sure. See, you would do really well on like that horse I just broke.
Well, I was saying when you mentioned the gentle lope, yeah.
Yeah, well, and he's gated too.
Oh,
I haven't gotten him to gate yet with me on his back because I need a little more speed control to find the gate. But it's there because I've seen him do it.
Well, like Romy has a nice gait too.
I had to put spurs on with this horse because he's so easy going. He wasn't going, you know. Okay, I want this to be just a little back more over the frog, so we rasp the clips in just a little bit more.
And what do you call these rubber shoes?
They're from Blue Pegasus, but they're I want to say polyurethane. They're a type of plastic. You can look them up on Blue Pegasus, and it'll tell you what they're made of. Yeah.
I've seen them advertised in Western Horseman. Not necessarily that brand, but apparently it's catching on.
Yeah, it is. They're so good for your feet.
Here's my other
heebie-jeebie part.
Yeah.
He don't like it, even though I'm not.
No, it's just that I don't know where the nails go. That's all.
It'd be like me going like that.
Yeah, it should be in an angle going, yeah.
Yeah. He's just Mr. Sensitive. He's always been like that, though, with the nails. Oh, Comanche, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. And I can feel, as I'm hitting it, the resistance of the nail, where I've popped out, how deep my nail's in. And believe it or not, if it's going too high, I can feel the consistency change in the foot. And I
then
know
you
if
know to
I'm,
back off.
yeah. And then we just tack them down a little more. Good boy. No, it's not your favorite part. Okay, now we go around to the front. And then with these, we just tip them a little before we clinch them, so that they're sticking straight out, and we get a better clinch. And then there's one foot. Ta-da!
Okay.
I'll do the other front one first, and then we'll do it back. Oh boy, Comanche. We have a young baby down there that was on pasture for a while, and it was born with crooked legs. So he had to stay in his stall. You know, you don't want to put them out when they're like that. And I was laughing at the guy. I'm friends with him. And he was pussyfooting around trying to halter break this baby. Like, he'd put it on, but he wouldn't even try to pick up the rope because the baby would have a little fit. And the baby pretty much had him trained. So I walked in there and I said, "Here, let me show you something. You're spoiling them and teaching them bad habits." And I just put a little pressure on the rope, and that baby went to rearing and almost flipping over. He's probably about 3 months old. And I just give and take on the rope. You know, when he went up, I let go so he wouldn't flip over. When he came down, I had exactly the same pressure on that I had when he went up. And by the time I was done, he was taking 2 or 3 steps with the rope. So I said, "You're good now." I just saw them the other day, and they said ever since I put my hand on that baby, they can lead him around, and he listens, and they can catch him. And I said, "Well, good. See, I showed you. You were spoiling him. He was training you."
Yeah.
But that's like the kind of stuff. I've always handled their horses for them, though, so they totally trust me. Now, on the Barefoot, the sole's kind of hard to get, and you don't want to take too much off. So I kind of trim at an angle so I'm getting some of the length. instead of trying to get all the sole out. And then I'll take the rasp and it's gonna rasp that sole down a level. But that way I left as much sole as possible because there's no shoes back here.
And the hoof is harder, it looks like.
Yeah, it's always harder when they're barefoot.
Yeah.
It's like you getting calluses on your feet.
Exactly.
You see how the sole's a little bubbled up? But when I get done, oh Comanche, we're gonna rasp that down flat. And then I got the length off I needed.
That frog is huge now.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Looks good.
That's amazing.
Well, even barefoot, a lot of these guys try to stand the horses up a little too much. And if you don't load the heels at least a little bit, they start to close up. So if there's like a little balance there, you know. If you load the heels just enough, but they're not so low that you're straining their break over, then their feet will spread out. And now we just check it's level, good length, level, and then we take the flares off the front and probably. And mostly this is like, I don't know if you can see it, but there's still a little edge, like that will break. So what we're doing, even if there's not big flares and you don't have to shape the foot, you want to take all that edge off. That's what happens to the Mustangs because they're always traveling. It's always rounded. And that's why you don't see them breaking up.
Yeah. Now you did not use your power grinder today.
Well, I thought it'd be better for filming if I don't.
Oh.
I have it.
Okay. I didn't know it was. I just thought maybe.
Well, you'd have dust flying at you.
Yeah, I know. And
yeah. So that's pretty much it on the tree.
but you're still using it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I even got a bigger battery.
I thought you figured that you know, in some cases it's easier to do it this way.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Walk.